Hello, everyone. This is Joshua Blair of Blair and Company, and today I have the amazing Sir Abstraxxx. How are you today?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's been so long, and a lot of people don't know you were one of my very first interviews.
Yeah, I've
Yeah, like a few years ago.
I was back when I had hair, so that was a while ago.
So I'm like, so it's kind of like a mini like homecoming. So I'm just glad that we were able to reconnect and just catch up and see what you got going on so far.
Yeah, man. I mean, the interesting time right now, but I still got stuff going on. So yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, we all in quarantine. We all
yeah,
looking how
at
we
home.
looking.
We're
but
gonna keep it real. I ain't gonna dress up at home. I'm a chill person at home, so I'm gonna show you how I am at home.
yeah, I got you. I got you. Well, just for people who don't know who you are, I'm just ask you a few simple questions, and then you just give back your responses, and then we're just gonna go and chop it up like we normally do.
Let's go.
Okay. So, tell me about your what's your favorite thing about Charlotte?
Uh, the food.
Mm-hmm. You have like
Anytime
a favorite restaurant?
I do. Anytime anybody asks me, like when I meet people from out of town, what is it to do? I always
Mm-hmm.
say food and crave, which is a hookah bar downtown.
Yeah, I
It's like,
love Crave, especially like the desserts and the drinks.
yeah, I see. I'm still, I'm still up and coming. You know what I'm saying? So I go on Sundays when stuff is half off. But
Yeah.
it's a beautiful spot, man. I love like cultural environments, or like especially when it comes to nightlife. I like a blend of everything in nightlife.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been the type of person to like really just be. I've been to like the hip hop and urban clubs, but I love like a melting pot of like everything. So that's why I feel like I go to for Crave.
So
So
what would your like your ideal like what I want to say like your ideal like evening like weekend evening.
okay, I mean now with who though? It's two different things. So are you talking
Well,
about
with if it with you just by yourself or with somebody else.
okay? Because it's like I got three different categories: either with me, my lady, or my homies. It's three different things. But
Okay. Okay.
for me, I mean, I'm chill, bro. Like, and the older I get, I'm into the social scene, but I like being in places where I can still kind of be to myself.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, it could be a crowd in the room, but I love
Yeah.
to be able to go sit somewhere and not really be bothered in that space. I like
Yeah.
people. So, I mean, for me, I would definitely go to before like everything shut down. I was really into a spot. It was called Lincoln Pen.
Lincoln Pen. Oh, I've heard of Lincoln Pen. Okay.
It recently opened up, like maybe like late last year. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I can't even tell you what kind of spot it is. It's a restaurant, a very beautiful restaurant. They have the most amazing cocktail list, and I'm a whiskey and like bourbon person, so they
Oh,
have
okay.
like. But then they have a very good Impossible Burger. That's the only thing I could really eat, and oysters and fried oysters. Never had fried
Oh, okay.
until I got there, so I would go there. Probably sit at the bar. It's better if you sit at the bar versus sitting at the table. Um, and then depending on what night it is, I'll probably go for some hookah. That's like a normal night. It's like food and hookah,
Oh, okay.
um, which is between Crave is the first and foremost, and then behind that is Barreled at the Lift, which is off of Park Road and Park Road and yeah Park Road. We're just gonna say Park Road. It's near
Oh,
Park
okay.
Road
Okay.
and or Reds, which is rated 28.
Yeah, Reds. Mm-hmm.
So that's it. And then I just like to come home and just chill, like music. You know what I'm saying? Just chill out.
Just good vibes.
I like just good vibes, bro. It could be anything as long as I got something good energy going on
Mm-hmm.
with it.
Okay, cool, cool. So, just talk about your upbringing. You're originally from Charlotte, correct?
hmm
Yeah. So, just explain about your upbringing, about just growing up in Charlotte, and then just the people that influenced you to do what you're doing so far.
Um, I grew up in Charlotte. Grew up on the east side, which
Mm-hmm.
is Plaza, Milton Road. Um, went to a bunch of different schools from elementary to high school,
Mm-hmm.
and I got a little bit of everything. Like I grew up around, what we call the hood folk. I grew up around the hood. got my taste of that, but I also grew up, went to school at, what's it called? Northwest School of the Arts for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I got a taste of what the cultural side, like artistic, creative side. And
Yeah.
honestly, I was always into, like performing, being on a stage, even as
Mm-hmm.
a kid. And then I've always been influenced by music. I grew up in a kind of like a jazz R&B household,
Mm-hmm.
and so but I always been interested in lyricism. Like lyricism has always been like a immediate attraction, like something that I just couldn't not pay attention to.
Yeah.
And when I turned 12, I felt like just started writing just to try it out. Like, and I was that typical dude that was trying to rap. So I
Uh-huh.
wrote like a Jay-Z beat or something like that. And then, I always realized I had to think about love. I always loved love. I always wanted to give people love, show people love, make people feel love for themselves. And it
Mm-hmm.
was rapping and just kind of just speaking about love to the point where it sounded like poetry. And I've been working on that ever since. And then when I turned 19 or 20, I stepped out into the poetry scene here in Charlotte at the One Up. Um, and then it's just been going on from there. My influences are, my top influences are Jay Z.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Z for his perseverance
Yeah.
and his lyricism. I love Jay Z's lyricism. Andre 3000 for his eclecticness.
Mm-hmm.
Marvin Gaye for his soulfulness, but also his uh, how he spoke about love. It was like a balance between good and bad, or a balance between, like, it wasn't just always sensual. It was a little bit of like sensual. It was loving. It was caring. It was comforting, and it was also like, it had a dark side to it. But you had to catch it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You have to like be in tune. And then um, Kendrick Lamar like really influenced me on a different level. Like when I first heard Kendrick Lamar, um, which was, I can't remember the song. It was an interlude off his first mixtape, but that hearing him made me want to change the way I write.
Yeah.
And then two poets, or three, a dude named Joshua Bennett, Rudy Francisco, and Jasmine Mans made me want to really be more serious about how I write. So that's a lot of influences, but they all correlate into who I am, like artistically.
Okay. So that's really good. That's really good that you have like just a mesh of different influences that makes you want to that makes you who you are, which is Sir Abstraxxx. How have you what have what have you seen, or have you seen the Charlotte scene when it comes to poetry? Has it grown, or how have you seen it grow within this past decade or so?
Nah, man, it's definitely becoming more appreciated. At one
Mm-hmm.
point, I feel like a lot of people didn't know what poetry, like where to find poetry. But I
Yeah.
feel like now, because you have like myself, you got a couple of other people, or a few other people that lead the way as far as like coming up with open mics, or scenes, platforms for people to showcase their art and doing it consistently. I feel like it's stronger now, because we have the OGs, but then we also have people who took from the OGs, or even took from like myself, or a couple other than homies now, and they're being inspired to do the same thing that we was inspired to do. So I think it's getting stronger, man. And I just hope it keeps going.
I just noticed that it's gotten, I feel like there's more of an appreciation for it now. Cause I
Mm,
would say like 10 years ago, you wasn't really seeing a lot of people doing that. But
right.
now I feel like now it's more appreciated and more, and people are starting to take it more seriously. Not saying that it was never taken seriously, but I feel like
The
it's starting to
audience,
become,
the
you said
audience
what?
take it more serious. I think we as the poets took it serious already,
Mm-hmm.
and it's cool with like our little group of people
Yeah.
that we deal with, or the people that would come see it. But I feel like now it's like the audience sees it to the point where they try to build a connection with you just to keep it consistent, just to make sure that you, excuse me, just to make sure that you're good, so that you can put out more, so they can receive more. So
Yeah, I definitely agree. I
yeah.
definitely agree. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So how long, so what is your process when it comes to writing a poem?
Uh, it's like, to me, it's like I can't be around anybody.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Like, I've accepted that I can't be around anybody, and I can't sit down.
Oh, okay.
Like I have to be standing up,
Oh,
and
okay.
uh, and it's like freestyling. So like I always try to with my poems, I always try to find a starting point. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
have an icebreaker in a conversation. I like to do something that's gonna catch your eye,
Yeah.
like you know what I'm saying, with a line. And even if it's not my line, like say I'll take from like a song I heard and like try to redo it in my own way.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's still like a dope line, so I'll still try to. It's just I have to be myself. I have to stand up, and I just kind of have to like say it out loud and kind of just pick from what I say out loud. You know how you see sing-alongs and the
Yeah.
little
Mm-hmm.
dot be going. So it's like just imagine that like you doing the sing-along, you see the words pop up, and you just kind of pick. All right, bet. Let me go with this line or this stanza. This is good. I'm gonna say this. So that's what it is. That's it. And then I rarely edit my poems because
Oh, mm-hmm.
I'm such a I how I write it is not how I say it.
Yeah.
So I feel like how I write it is exactly the way it's supposed to be if somebody wants to read it, and then how I say it out loud is something totally different.
And when you translate that to actually performing it, how you feel like the audience respond to it? Do they respond to the way you received it when you first wrote it, or how you think that process goes?
I mean, with me, and I feel like every poet has this in their poems where they have these lines that's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, that's gonna kill them,"
Yeah.
or "Oh yeah, I know." Like I'm gonna give a pause after this line because I know this gonna really get to them. So I have those lines, and I am aware of those things. But sometimes those lines may get people, but there's also those other lines that I ain't think nobody caught that end up being like even more like of a greater response. So it's
Hmm.
like a combination of both. It's like I know the lines that would get people's attention, but then it's also the lines that I didn't expect that'll get more people's attention. Maybe just and they'll just go nuts.
Oh, okay. I got you. I got you.
Yeah, it's funny to me. Like even to this day, like I've looked at some of the poems that I did, like, and I feel bad, but I'm like, yo, I've been doing the same poems for like years now,
Uh
and
huh.
didn't realize it until I got a video sent to me from like way back when, and I was like, yo, this has to be at least like 5 years old, and but even when I perform it now, I still get the same reaction as if I was doing it for the first time. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool because it brings more awareness of the poem to just a new type of audience.
Exactly. And then it's
Hmm.
also let you know that it wasn't good just for that moment.
Yeah, that is true. That's true. And then they might interpret it different from the audience before. So it's just different ways of people responding to the poem.
Right, right, right.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So how has since we're in quarantine, how has this whole COVID-19 situation impacted you?
Uh, I mean, it taught me to sit down.
Hmm.
In all honesty, it taught me to sit down. When I say sit down, it wasn't like I was doing a lot beforehand. Like
Yeah.
I've been in the process of like sitting down and being still like for the past like year or so. And because I was doing a lot, man, like there's a difference between being busy and then being productive.
Yeah. Hmm.
And a lot of people are busy, but they're not doing nothing. It's like they're just doing stuff to kind of fill in space, so they're not doing anything. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I just started looking at all the stuff that I was doing, and it was just me just doing something that, you know how you do something for so long, but then you realize that like, all right, I'm past this, but I'm still doing it because it's still cool. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Hmm. But you need
So
to
yeah,
move on to something else.
yeah, it's time. It's like you knew in your heart it was time for you to move on.
Hmm.
So, so COVID-19 has definitely taught me to sit down and just all those things that's been in your head. Now is the time to figure them out, dissect them, break them down.
Yeah.
at least like from a artistic standpoint, not necessarily from a like from a life standpoint. I just think in general, it's been teaching me to sit down and just focus on like business, help me understand certain things that I probably didn't understand before, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, that's really been it, man. Yeah, just sit down, sit still, relax. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I just, for me, I've been doing a lot of like reflecting on life and then just trying to figure out what I want to do, what's my next move or what I want to do as in goal wise, especially like with this blog. Like I've been trying to figure out what's the best way I could come out with new content, what's different ways I could put out new videos and just different stuff like that. So for me, that's what COVID-19 I have learned about myself in COVID-19 and what I want to accomplish.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, my birthday's in like 14 days.
Oh, happy early birthday.
Yeah, and I'll be 30.
Oh wow.
So all of this aligning and in the way that it's aligning right now is like crazy because um I've been definitely on like a spiritual growth, like spiritual tip, like spiritual journey.
Yeah.
Really just trying to figure out like I went from being like, and I know you didn't ask this question, so
No, no,
I'm
you're
sorry.
fine. You're fine.
But yeah, like I grew up in a Christian home, like Christian
Mm-hmm.
family. So those Christian roots are still in me, but I've raised a lot of questions as I've gotten older, just about
Mm-hmm.
certain things. And this is not to get people to start commenting and asking
Yeah.
or start saying certain stuff, because I do believe at the end of the day that there's a God.
Uh-huh.
I
Uh-huh.
just wanted to figure out my relationship with
Yeah.
God. And I feel like that's what it's all about at the end of the day. These, these different like gods, like GUIDES, these different guides have just taught you a way of doing it. But like at the end of the day, you're just learning how to have a relationship with the higher power at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
Mm-hmm.
And and there's different methods of doing it. It's just like how me and you can have a relationship as homies in one way, but then you have another relationship with another friend of yours, and y'all relationship has a different meaning. That's what all of this stuff, aligns to. Like,
Yeah.
just to say that. But and I mean it's deeper than that too, but bottom line, spiritually, I just been trying to figure out my spirit and cater to my spirit more, listening to my gut feeling rather than
Mm-hmm.
just thinking it's all in my head, or understanding what it means to accept people for who they are at that exact moment. Not trying to make them somebody that they're not, or not
Yeah.
trying to make them somebody that they're not ready to be, or somebody that they're not aware of, because you run yourself crazy doing that. Or even just with yourself, like just understanding what is meant for you and what's not. So that's one thing I've been kind of like gathering too.
That's good. That's good. And that's good that you have that perspective going into 30. Because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like some people, I want to say some people, they don't, once they get to that age, some people don't know what they want to do. Some people have kids, some people marry, and they don't know what's the next step. And I feel like that's good that you already know ahead what you want to do, or already know ahead how you want to approach life going forward. So that's a good step.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, I carry a lot of weight on my shoulders to the point where sometimes I can get like nervous about my next steps, to the point where
Mm-hmm.
that nervousness turns into not doing nothing.
Yeah.
But uh like we talked about before, when you realize certain things are not meant for you anymore, you have to learn how to move past them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And so that's what I'm learning right now, is just learning how to move past this stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
by 30, I want to walk into this new decade refreshed. I know some of these like things are not going to go away, but I want to come into 30 feeling refreshed and being truly at peace and not have any type of blockage, whether it's because of me or to other things that's going to get me to where I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely
Sir
agree.
Abstraxxx, man, has a lot going on, and I don't know how other people see me, but I know that when I started doing this, I had a goal in mind, and I want to see
Mm-hmm.
that happen. So
So, do you feel like you reached that goal, or do you feel like you still have some work to do?
No,
Oh.
I'm not even close, bro. Like, I feel like what I've been doing here so far has been good,
Uh-huh.
but
But it's not enough.
no, it's not. It's definitely not enough, and it's not the full spectrum. I feel like I've been doing what I have to do to provide for the city and to keep myself recognized. But
Mm-hmm.
and this is no disrespect to my city. If it wasn't for my city, I wouldn't be who I am. But I
Yeah.
know that there's more for me outside of my city. But I know that there's more I can do within my city, and it just may not have to be the way that everybody else goes about it.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
believe myself to be a superstar, and I don't know too many people that know themselves as superstar poets. I believe myself to be a superstar, and I have a lot of creativity in my head that I want to put out.
Yeah.
I believe that I don't know. I'm always the type that want to push the envelope, break a barrier,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanna do that
And
heavily.
you
I,
should.
yeah, and I feel like I've done it. I feel like if anything, my presence has shown it,
Yeah.
but I want to do more. Just so like if you were to come to an event, you really feel something that you probably didn't feel before you left.
Yeah, or received an experience I never had before.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that's my goal, man. It's just like it's a new decade. It's a older me and wiser me, and I played with my power. I was afraid of my power,
Mm-hmm.
and not afraid of it to the point where like I don't know why I have it. I was just nervous about the success that it would bring.
And then how people will react to it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've seen how people can react to you just doing little things and how they react. So I'm not even worried about fear of failure. I had a fear of success.
Mm.
Those are two
Okay, I
different
got you.
those are two different things. And you just start thinking that I started thinking about everything, just start worrying about all these different things, but it didn't match up to my value. And I realized that when you accept certain things, that determines your worth. So your worth is determined by what you accept.
Yeah, that's true.
And when I realized that, I'm like, okay, this can't be it because I know my worth is way much more.
Mm-hmm.
This is me walking in the 30. I'm showing you my worth, and I'm going to give you exactly what I want to give you and what I feel like. I want to cater to the people, but I also want to give them me. So it's a combination of both.
Okay, I got you. And that kind of goes into the next question I was going to ask you. I was going to say, what did you where you see yourself in 10 or 20 years? But you kind of went into that though.
Kinda. That's like right now. That's still not 10 years.
Oh, okay. So where you see yourself 10 years from now?
Man, honestly, I see myself at least. I can't even specifically say like what, but I want to see myself breaking being in rooms that you would never expect to see a poet in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like I see myself being recognized, world renowned as a poet slash artist,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
poet slash event curator. I see myself having a beautiful family, led and me leading by example, showing them that like their dad was a true entrepreneur or her husband was a true entrepreneur and really did something that nobody else could do but him. Um, I eventually want to teach.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully I can kind of step into that. I see myself having my own venue.
Okay.
Uh, I ain't gonna tell you everything because you might try to steal my idea and
I'm
then
not gonna steal your idea.
we gotta fight, and I don't want to do that. But I just see myself, man, honestly living the life that I envision for myself and that I feel like is made for me based off
Mm-hmm.
my artistic ideas and what I feel like my poetry can do for me.
That's good. That's good. I could
And
definitely
living
see
in a
that.
and living in a complete place of abundance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I could definitely see that.
yeah.
So, what events did you have planned coming up before this whole situation happened?
The thing that I was most excited about, that was the only thing that was set in stone,
Uh-huh.
was the Red Stool sessions.
Oh, okay. So where was that going to be held?
Uh, it was going to be, you familiar with Not Just Coffee?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a local brand, local coffee shop here, but they have like different, multiple locations. And one of their locations is an event space.
Oh,
And
okay.
we were, they allowed me to do a show at their spot back in December of 2019. And then I presented the idea of continuing this, but providing a platform for other artists. So it's like a live music concert
Okay.
for the artists. It's based off a YouTube series that I started. And or I ain't gonna say YouTube, it's just based off a visual series that I started.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
like let me open up the platform to other people just to see what they can do with it. So,
Okay.
but it's still not, it's not gonna happen. It's just
It's on
pushed back.
hold.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I had some other things in mind that I already had started. I just want to bring it back. But I can't say nothing about it until it's official.
Okay. I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
So, where can we find you on social media?
Social media, man, Instagram. My website will be up soon, but my Instagram right now, you can find me on there, Sir Abstraxxx, SirAbstraxxx. Because I'm not nasty like that. But it's at Sir Abstraxxx, at SirAbstraxxx.
Okay. Okay. I
Yeah.
got you.
And then with that platform, you can find out all my updates. And then I have an email blast as well, but you can subscribe to the email blast via my social media too.
Okay, I got you. I got you. So everybody, go check him out. If you live in Charlotte, once this whole situation is over, go check him out at his events. Like he's really good. Like I promise you. So,
Right.
well, thank you so much, everyone, for watching. My name is Joshua Blair, and you're watching Blair and Company, and I have Sir Abstraxxx. Thank you so much, and
Well,
everyone have a great day.